Are we live now? Okay. Namaskar and welcome again to this special edition of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav lecture series. So, under the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav that is being celebrated in the entire country, commemorating India's 75 years of independence. In this mega festival of celebrating of independence, IITM is also taking active part and contributing in highlighting weather and climate crisis in the country and special people who have made special contributions. We invite them for their talks to enlighten us about the area of expertise. Today we are having a special lecture on natural resource management. We have with us on the panel Dr. S.N. Patil, Professor Sopan Ingale from Maharashtra, North Maharashtra University, Jalgaon, and Dr. Krishnan, Dr. Milind Majumdar on panel. Welcome everyone, especially today's special invitee who will deliver this special lecture. Before we proceed, I would just like to introduce today's special invitee speaker to our audience. Dr. Sanjay Patil is professor and head of Applied Geology Department at KBC North Maharashtra University, Jalgaon. His area of expertise include engineering geology, hydrogeology, geohazards, environmental geology, medical geology, and he is currently focusing on water quality and geomedical health hazard management. He obtained his PhD from North Maharashtra University, Jalgaon in 2006, and he graduated and did his master's in geology from Savitribai Phule Pune University. He has executed several research and consultancy projects from different central and state government agencies. He has held several administrative responsibilities at MNU and has served in different capabilities in very important committees within MNU and outside MNU. His more than 30 years of experience in research and teaching. He has published more than 80 research papers in reputed national international journals. He is also very active in human resource development and has guided several PhD scholars. He has many awards and honors to his credit. He is also a member of National Academy of Sciences, India, Prayagraj. Welcome, Professor Patil. And we are happy you have accepted our invite to deliver this special talk today. Before we go ahead, I would like to invite Dr. R. Krishnan, Director IITM, for his welcome remarks.
Sir, you are not audible.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, thank you, Abhayji. Good morning, everyone. It is a great pleasure for me to welcome Professor S.N. Patil, Head Applied Geology, Department of Applied Geology, Kavitri Bahinabai Chaudhary, North Maharashtra University, KBC NMU, our today's speaker for the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav special lecture on natural resource management. This is a very, very important topic and most relevant in the present day context of climate change and the environmental changes that we are seeing, already witnessing. So we are looking forward to this talk by Professor Patil. And I also take this opportunity to welcome Professor S.T. Ingle, Head School of Environmental and Earth Sciences, KBC NMU, Jalgaon. Both Professor Ingle and Professor Patil, I would like to specially thank them for both of them have extended very generous support to IITM, especially the academic cell, for developing the MOU between IITM and KBC NMU, and also strengthening the scientific research collaboration between our two institutions. They have encouraged our students to do internship, their students to do internship at IITM. and also supported the recognition of IITM as a research center at KBC NMU. They have really helped us in the registration of the IITM PhD students and also the PhD guideship of IITM faculty at KMC NMU. I hope in the future this research collaboration between IITM and KBC NMU will further strengthen in the future and reach greater heights. So with this few words, I would like to welcome all of you and especially Professor Patil and Professor Ingle for today's event. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Krishna, for your welcome remarks. Now I would like to invite Professor Ingleji for his opening remarks.
Good morning. Professor Krishnan, Director IITM, Professor Muzumdar, other faculty of IITM, research students. Very good morning to all of you. It gives me immense pleasure that the nation is celebrating 75 years of its independence under the generous program that is Azadi ka Amrit Mahotsav. And I am really happy to note that IITM is celebrating this program by organizing a lecture series of eminent personalities. Today, Professor Patil, he is going to highlight a very important aspect of environmental sciences, that is natural resource management. We all are aware that our natural resources are under pathetic conditions. As per the estimates of NIRI, long back, before 10 years, NIRI has estimated that around 75% of our freshwater resources are polluted. So this is the pathetic condition of our natural resources. So I think today's topic of talk is of great interest, and I am sure that a lot of take homes will be there from the lecture of Professor S.N. Patil. IITM and Kavaitri Bahinabai Chaudhary, North Maharashtra University, undergone into the MOU in May 2018, and since then our collaborative activities are started. Both these institutes has identified certain areas for collaborations. Under these areas, the first and very important area is identification of environmental hazards and to work collaboratively to find out the solutions for these environmental hazards. Second very important area is teaching, research and innovation. So it is expected that the faculty exchange should be there. NME faculty will come in IITM to teach some important aspects of environmental sciences, whereas IITM faculty will come over here through conferences and other programs. Already IITM faculty, it is visiting to our institute and delivering important lectures for our students. Under research, which is very important aspect of our collaborative work, already KBC NMU has recognized IITM as a research center, as rightly pointed out by Professor Krishnan, that most of the faculty, around 8 faculties of our IITM is already recognized as research guide by KBC NMU Jalgaon. Not only that, but 3 students of IITM has enrolled for PhD under NMU, and some more are likely to join for their PhD under KBC North Maharashtra University. Signing MOU, sometimes it remains on the paper, but really active participation is there from both these institutes, because most of our students, MTech students, they are undergoing for project in IITM on various aspects of environmental sciences and natural resource management. So teaching, research and training, this is one of the important area of collaboration. Third one is intellectual property right. Already our university is having very good, well-established IPR cell. More than 20 patents are already filed by our university. And our IPR cell is having collaboration with National Research Development Corporation. So whatever the MOUs are signed, whatever patents are filed, all patents are filed free of cost. No fees is charged because NRDC is giving all these expenses for filing the patents. So this is one of the important area where the IITM faculty and research students, those who are registered in this university, they can take advantage of this to file the patents. The most important aspect of our university is the establishment of incubation center. So before 3-4 years, our university has established a very good incubation center with the help of government of Maharashtra. The government has given funding for this particular incubation center, and more than 17 startups are incubated in this center. And we are expecting some more startups. So if IITM students want to take advantage of this, certainly they can enroll their names as a startups under our incubation center. So this is a great opportunity to the IITM students. The next area of our collaboration is science and technology. So whatever the know-hows are generated at IITM or KBC NMU, the know-hows will be transferred mutually to each other. So this is one of the important area of our collaboration. So Dr. Patil and Dr. Muzumdar, they are the backbones of this MOU because they have given a lot of efforts to sign, and for preparation of paperwork, everything is done by Professor Patil and Professor Muzumdar. And surely their help, the help of Professor Krishnan and our Vice Chancellor Professor Patil, with the help of and support of them, we are able to sign this MOU. And this is really a great opportunity, both of these institutes, research students and faculty, to participate in the various programs of IITM and KBC NMU. And I hope that in future also, same collaborative work will be conducted by both these institutions. Our today's lecture is based on natural resource management, and really this lecture will enlighten the IIT faculty as well as NMU students also, those who are joined for this particular event. And I'm sure that this will be a fruitful discussion. So with this, my opening remark, once again, I am thankful to the IITM faculty, particularly the Director of IIT, Professor Krishnan, my Vice Chancellor, and all the faculty of IITM for giving me this opportunity to give the opening remarks of this two-day event. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Ingleji, for such very nice remarks and highlighting our collaboration. And it's really nice that if more of our students get the advantage of such collaboration, especially the IPR cell and the incubation center. Thank you, Professor Ingleji. Thank you very much. And now I invite Professor Patilji to enlighten us with his knowledge and wisdom on natural resource management. Professor Patilji, the virtual stage is yours now. Please enlighten us.
Good morning to all. Yes, I am sharing. Is it visible to all?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And you can also keep your video on so that we can also get your visual cues.
Okay. Good morning, all.
And so, can you minimize that pop-up window? It is actually hiding some screen.
Minimize. Is it okay?
It's still there, sir.
Yeah. Now it is gone.
Yeah, now it's gone, and you can make the slideshow.
Full screen.
Please.
Okay. Good morning, all. First of all, I'm thankful to Professor Krishnan, Director of IITM, and Professor Mujumdar, Professor Mukhopadhyay, and Dr. Abhay Singh for inviting me for delivering a lecture on natural resource management, which is a very important issue nowadays for creating awareness for understanding the various natural resources and their importance for the society. So today my topic of discussion is on an integrated approach for geo-environmental appraisal for natural resource management. What are their problems and challenges in front of the society? Let us have a discuss with this issue. So under the umbrella of Azadi ka Amrit Mahotsav celebrations at IITM Pune. So as we already know, Earth is made up of a solar system, and where Earth is a planet and where life exists. Life exists, as we already know, before 1 million years life exists, and Earth is made up of a system. That system comprises the 4 elements. That 4 elements: land for lithosphere, water stands for hydrosphere, air stands for atmosphere, and life stands for biosphere. All 4 elements are interlinked with each other. If any degradation in a particular element, then we can say as there is an environmental degradation. And environmental degradation may cause due to the various factors that we can say global warming and various issues. So these are the 4 icons of the Earth system: atmosphere, biosphere, lithosphere, and hydrosphere. That's why we must understand the phenomena of earth sciences. And earth sciences is very vast subject. If you see the CSIR syllabus, earth sciences comprises various, right from atmospheric, planetary, environmental, and climatology and all. So that's why it's very much important issue to understand in front to the society. It involves the understanding of the constituent elements and the processes and the results of these processes of these elements. There is an interaction between
full screen
constituent elements of the Earth systems are. There is changes in the process. First, it is surface process, another subsurface process. In surface process, ability of the Earth to withstand the process. One is surface process. We can include say as formation of landforms, evaluation of land and water, and subsurface.
Excuse me, sir. Slides are not moving and it is not full screen, sir.
Yeah, it is on full screen, sir.
Yeah, it is not moving, sir. Slides are not moving, and we are not able to see the full screen, sir. Sorry, sir.
See, this is full screen.
No, sir.
Still not?
Yeah, it is not, sir. Still not, sir.
My slide. I think.
Okay, sir. Then you go ahead, sir. It is.
No.
Is the slide. It is.
YouTube ला होत नाही ते तुमच्या पण
नाही, YouTube नाही, sir. This.
Teams ला.
Yes.
See, this is full screen.
Then it's okay, sir. You go ahead.
Is it okay?
Yeah. It is fine.
So we are here in the changes in the process, surface and subsurface process. In surface process, formation of landforms and evaluation of land and water. In subsurface process leads to the volcanism, earthquakes and tsunamis. This is on another hand icon of Girna River. In 20 years back, Girna river was a perennial river. Now we can say this is non-perennial river, which is part of Jalgaon city. So why this process are changes? Because of isostatic imbalance. Earth is always maintaining their balance, 71% of land, water, and 29% of land. If there is any disturbance, then we can say as environmental degradation, as it changes due to the Earth system process. Now there is a need to where to work in front of the scientists. The surface process means geomorphology and hydrology is a major sector. In subsurface process, natural disasters. And now there is a need to integrated research to be carried out for the benefit of the humankind or society. Natural resources. Natural resources includes the various types of resources, but we are stressing today on water resources. Water, minerals, metals, and fuel. As we already know their importance and their crisis and their deficiency in front of our society. So we are exploring these resources for our needs, for our daily or human consumption needs or industrial sector. We are exploring mineral exploration and mining, water resources, and degrading. So, in a nutshell, what is resource? Anything obtained from the living or non-living environment to meet the human needs and we wants. Resources. There are various types of resources: renewable, non-renewable, sustainable, non-sustainable, finite, infinite, natural and human, and recyclable. So we are stressing today on natural resources, especially on water resources. These occurs as a natural part of the environment that include air, water, plants and animals, and unique landforms. So classification of water as the resources as renewable, recyclable and finite. Then if you see the distribution of water, in 71% of the Earth's surface is covered by water, and out of that 97.1 is total water in ocean, distributing 2.9 is uneven. Out of 2.9, we are having 0.61% of water in the form of groundwater, and 0.01% water is available in the form of surface water or streams. If you see in Indian scenario, India 69% irrigation.
Sir, again, slides are not. Maybe you may remove the full screen, sir, and then slides will move. I think slides are not moving. Still, it is on the 7th slide. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now I think, yeah.
It is
now it is okay, sir. So
if you
you go ahead like this.
Like this, okay, no
yes.
problem. Yes. So in India, 69% irrigation is on groundwater dependent, and 92% population uses groundwater as a drinking purposes. If you see the Maharashtra as a case study point of view, different parts of Maharashtra faces a drought in everywhere, and state is facing acute scarcity of water in repeated drought conditions, and due to the various causes, and that's why we find some answers. If you see the Maharashtra as a scenario, 35 districts in Maharashtra, this is an administrative setup. 30.70 million hectares, which is the third largest state in India, and these are the administrative setup. This is physiographical map. In eastern side, Sahyadri ranges, eastern side, Satpura ranges. It is bounded in between, and this is hydromorphological maps of the Maharashtra state, which is in western coast. It is a steep, deeper, restricted plateaus like this. And Maharashtra state is having 15 river basins, where Pune lies in Krishna basin, and where Jalgaon or North Maharashtra lies in Tapi's basin, likewise. And if you see the rainfall towards Maharashtra, it is an unpredictable fluctuation rainfall. High rainfall is towards Konkan side, and rainfall is distributing to northeastern and northwestern side. As this is an hydrological cycle. We are learning this particular cycle right from our childhood. Slides. Right from childhood, but its mechanism must be understood to everyone. What is meant by Jal Chakra. Then, if you see the random scenario of rainfall in Maharashtra or as well as in all over the Indian scenario, there are 4 seasons, but due to the unpredictable fluctuations in the rainfall, if rainfall reaches within one day or it takes more time, and in average we can say as 40 days rainfall, 96 hours, only 4 days are rainfall in some times we receiving. From the hydrological cycle, if you see the total rainfall, out of that evaporation, surface runoff, infiltration and moisture content and in form of groundwater. This is the general distribution. But in Maharashtra state, due to the heterogeneous nature of the lithological characters of Deccan basalt, alluvial and many rock formations, infiltration factor is the most important thing. And soil moisture factor is most important when you analyze or assessing the groundwater resources for percolating point of view. And again, surface runoff is also important criteria. That's why hydrological cycle is important. If you see the look towards the problems in India towards water point of view. Sir, slide is visible?
Yeah, it is visible, sir. Go ahead like this.
Okay.
Yeah.
There are a number of problems in India due to the insufficient water needs, poor productivity of water, public health problem like that. And if you see the Maharashtra state, 85% of the Maharashtra is covered by Deccan basalt, and somewhere 3,900 square miles area is covered by the Tapi Purna alluvial, and 15% is another rock formation. This is the general geological map of North Maharashtra University jurisdiction area. And among these, we are having the different local problems in the study area at every places in Maharashtra as well as India, where the hard rock is available. The groundwater management have potentials to study watershed management, water pollution, afforestation means deforestation studies, agro-based problems and environmental issues. There are many problems, and these are the sectors open for the research and for the benefit of the every humankind or society.
Sorry, sir. Slide is not moving. Sorry, sir. Yeah. Now it is. Yes, sir. Go ahead like in this mode only. Go ahead in this mode, sir. No problem.
Okay. So these are the various areas where we should work together. So these are the local problems in every part of the Maharashtra as well as in every part of the Indian scenario where the hard rock is available or where water scarcity problems are there, or especially drinking water crisis. In summer, we are facing the many problems in drinking water. Even though peoples are fighting for getting the drinking water. In another hand, farmers are utilizing exploring groundwater resources for cash crops like banana, sugarcane, grapes, orange, and many cash crops. In another hand, we are having the problem of salinity. In Marathi, you can say kharbatta jamin, and due to the salinity, production of crops is less, and salinity problems, soil fertility is reduces. In lower icon, we can see that there is a dug well. If you look towards the dug well, there is no water. Water level is declining day by day. There are many problems in all over the Maharashtra state, especially in alluvial areas. In earlier days, 60 feet water level is there. Now there is about 200. There is no water level in the dug wells. In another side, if you look towards the sky, farmers are waiting for the rain for the towards the sky. The sky is dry, and that's why there is a drought and insufficient growth of crops due to the insufficient rains. And another is sand mining and afforestation. Afforestation means deforestation. Let us see sand mining and deforestation. If you look towards the news cutting of the paper, this is the case study of North Maharashtra region. if you see, the only the 3 districts are having just a minute, sir. Is it okay, sir?
Yeah, okay, sir. If show mode is on, then it would be better. Press it, sir. Press that button where cursor is.
Okay. Is it
Yeah,
okay?
now it's done.
If you look towards the 3 districts, the forest is degraded day by day, and I'm putting on a case study. When I was in engineering college at Faizpur near Bhusawal, we frequently visited Satpura ranges, and during 1980-90, there is a dense forest. If you look towards that area in today's scenario, there is no forest. There is cut down of the forest, and it is happening in all many districts in Maharashtra. And as per norms, 33% forest must be there, but it is less than 20% forest is available in North Maharashtra region. And these are the 3 districts distribution of forest. So this is, and that's why during 1990, the temperature, average temperature of Jalgaon districts, or you can say as Bhusawal region, is below 40 degrees centigrade, average 35 to 38 degrees centigrade. But in present scenario, the temperature is rises more than 50, or somewhere reported 48 degree and 50 degree in summer season. This is a vast changes during the last 3 decades. So, in another hand, sand mining is a major issue in front of the society. Due to the sand mining, various impacts are there. There are many methods of sand mining, manual and automatic, but mechanical method is stopped by NGT in Maharashtra state. It is good from one side, but due to the sand mining, people are excavating illegal sand mining from the river bed, and river beds becomes dry, and water becomes evaporates after time, and there is no water in the river bed. And it's because water is sand is having water holding capacity. If there is no sand, then there is no water in the surrounding dug wells nearby the river basins, and we are facing the problems of scarcity. Causing scarcity, runoff increases, agriculture production is badly affected due to the sand mining, and hydrological cycle causing late monsoon. These are the various impacts. And before and after excavation of sand from the river bed, widening of the river banks are there, loss of fertile soil from the fields of the banks, and it reduces the porosity, it reduces the permeability, and many problems due to sand. Cracks are developed due to the excessive sand mining in nearby the field, and soil erosion is there. So these are the various impacts due to the sand mining, and that's why it is a major issue. And pits having different sizes, no groundwater, clay is exposed, no vegetation, and there is a drought conditions over there. So these are the impacts of sand mining. If we don't have, if the peoples are excavating the sand mining, even though in at the foot foundation pillars of the bridges, and it causes a many problem for collapsing the bridges. From 600 meter, it should be banned from the natural bridges or PWS wells and all. So these are the various impacts of sand mining. And if you look towards the watershed point of view, groundwater management point of view, this is the general trend of the North Maharashtra region watershed: critical and overexploited, safe, semi-critical. It means overexploited means 100% water is stored for the daily needs, and Means there is no water. That water is available in old one. This is a hydrograph of one of the case study of Yavale region in Jalgaon district. As we look towards, there is a unpredictable fluctuations in the rainfall. Water level is declining day by day. Water table is also fluctuating day by day. Same trend is happening in Dhule districts also. And if you look towards the dug wells are facing many problems. In earlier days, dug well depth is 12 to 15 meter. Borewell is 50 to 60 meter. In present scenario, dug well, there is no dug well. Water level is more than 240 feet, and borewells they are having 100 meter, 200 meter, like this depth. So if you look towards the water fluctuation point of view as per today's scenario, in 1999.98% fluctuation is there. In present scenario in 2020-21, 7.5 to 8 water level fluctuation is there. If we correlate with depth of well and water table, as the depth of well is increases, water table is also increases. And this is the granular zone encounter up to 50 meter below ground level from the vertical electrical sounding with the help of resistivity data. We carried out the systematic survey in that particular Yawal Tahsil of Jalgaon districts, and for understanding the infiltration capacity or percolation factor of that particular alluvial area. That area comprises Tapipurna alluvial, which is having sand, silt and clay in nature. And we in earlier days, the aquifer means water bearing formation. Water bearing formation is at shallow level, but in present scenario 45 meter, 75 meter water level is struck zone is there nowadays. In earlier days 15 meter, 30 meter, like that water aquifer zone is there. So we calculate the thrusty unsaturated granular zone with the help of geophysical exploration data, and we consider the specific yield. This is the documents with the case study of CGWB has decided to take a specific yield of 0.1 factor, because at every point infiltration factor or percolation factor is deciding take readings of individual area. It is very difficult. Then they have assumed that specific yield of alluvial factor is 0.1 factor. They have carried out different studies, but infiltration factor of soil or media is must understand for getting the exact percolation factor or infiltration rate of the soil, for understanding the assessment of groundwater resources in a particular area. And out of that, how much capacity of water can be stored in the thrusty aquifers. From the rainfall data, we calculate the surface runoff, and from the surface runoff 50% water can be arrested, and like the 6,93,800 TCM can be stored in the thrusty aquifer, so that people can get the benefit of the recharging the aquifer. These are the calculations of the balance surface runoff of that particular area. Again, we have carried out aerial photography interpretation and topographic interpretation. We have carried out certain survey and correlated with the field data. Then we have decided that there are certain artificial measures can be constructed over there for recharging the groundwater table. And groundwater assessment is an important study for on the basis of norms recommended by Groundwater Estimation Committee, Ministry of Irrigation, Ministry of Agriculture, and total groundwater recharge, net groundwater availability, groundwater resources for utilization, water requirement for different purposes, stages of development means critical. So these are the 50 years assessment data we have estimated and calculated that area is having type of projected area. From 1999, that area is famous for a banana and sugarcane plantation. and they peoples are exploring more water resources for banana plantation. And agriculture is more than 70% agriculture of the total area under irrigation. So in 1999, that stage of groundwater development is more than 100%. Means dark watershed. Dark watershed means 100% utilization of water resources over there. Then that area becomes a very dangerous for groundwater point of view. If you look towards the graphical point of view, as the demand is increases day by day, water table is also fluctuating, and water table is at negative levels somewhere in 1999, water balance. That means there is 100% exploration is there for the increasing demands of human needs. So these are the qualitative aspect point of view. If you look towards the qualitative aspect point of view, as per norms, we required a total hardness of drinking water is 600 ppm for Bureau of Indian Standards, and World Health Organization shows 500 ppm. If you drink more the hard water, then there are many problems arises in every human being, means kidney stones and digestion of food and all. There are many problems. So hardness is most important, and there are various criteria to analyze the water by adopting various characteristic ratios and indices for irrigation point of view also. From drinking water point of view, hardness is most important, and various other parameters are also important. But in irrigation point of view, these are the parameters where we have to assess. If sodium absorption ratio is more than 10, then that soil is water is not suitable for irrigation purpose. That means that water is having hard in nature like this. If you look towards the agro-based problem, in many districts we are having the problems. People are utilizing chemical fertilizers for increasing production rate of every cash crops or many crops. So they are utilizing nitrate, phosphate, potassium. This is one case study of Jalgaon. Jalgaon is one of the largest consumer of chemical fertilizers for sugarcane and banana and cottons. So it adversely impact on the water environment, and nitrate concentration is observed in many parts of the 15 districts of the Maharashtra state, especially Kolhapur, Samiri, Pune, Nashik, Jalgaon, Dhule, somewhere in Vidarbha also, because of huge consumption of chemical fertilizers. Now I am putting certain case studies of my research in the form of projects. This is the one of the case study of UGC major research project, impact of municipal waste on Jalgaon Municipal Corporation area. So Jalgaon Municipal Corporation area, total area of Jalgaon is 157.7 square kilometer, and it is main river is Girna. Most industries are silk, sugarcane industry, vegetable oil, cotton grinding, prestige irrigation instrument, pipes, clothing, and textile industries likewise. So as per latest estimation of environmental status of Jalgaon city, 48 MLD of wastewater is generated from Jalgaon city, and these are the different small streams or nalas in and around Jalgaon Municipal Corporation area, where all the industrial sector discharges our municipal discharges the wastewater into the nalas, and somewhere in Mamoravad area, peoples are utilizing this wastewater for agriculture. So these are the certain glimpses of this research. Spatial variation maps are prepared for, especially we concentrate this particular research for heavy metal point of view, and Most of the lead, cadmium, and many heavy metals are observed in the Jalgaon Municipal Corporation area, and they adversely impact on human health. It causes a lot of health problems in Jalgaon area. We have carried out social survey also, and that's why we concentrate on how to minimize the heavy metal from the wastewater or in and around the wastewater is percolated into the dug wells, and people are consuming the water for their needs. So it adversely impact on human health. So we have prepared a geolytic belt model, and as we know, zeolites are the natural mineral, aluminum silicates or silicate minerals, and there are many literatures available. It's act as a purifying agent. So we have prepared this particular model in laboratory scale first initial stage. We are getting the results of zeolites, and these are the characterization of the various zeolites: silica, amethyst, apophyllite, stilbite, likewise. And after that, heavy metals in the wastewater before and after treatment. After 3 hours and 6 hours, we are getting good results after application of natural zeolites. Effectively removes lead, iron, manganese, and nickel observed during the experiment. The analysis of heavy metal shows that reduction of nickel is 97.97%, followed by zinc, lead, and copper 92, 986, and 85% respectively. So these are the good results we observed with the help of geolytic belt model after 3 hours and after 6 hours. Further, now our Nasi project is ongoing. So we have again further concentrate towards the geolytic belt model and changes in this particular area. Now we are looking to the major cation and anion parameters. So this is the progress of this is a case study of Nandurbar districts, where Nandurbar is one of the part of North Maharashtra jurisdiction area, and everybody knows that Nandurbar is a tribal district, one of the tribal districts in all over the Maharashtra state, and tribes population is more than 60% over there. And again we have concentrate this particular study with the help of low cost technology should be developed over there. And we are on the final verge of the implementing this geolytic belt model in the study area. So natural zeolites are formed due to the interaction of volcanic rocks and ash, alkaline underground water. In naturally occurring zeolites, cations are mainly alkali and alkaline earth. So these are the various environmental applications of natural zeolites have been widely researched in last 1-2 decades. Several hundreds of technical papers and scientific articles, including various papers devoted towards the wastewater treatment by natural zeolites. So this is the general geolytic belt model, how we developed. And in earlier model, we have modified this particular model in like aquaguard format. And in first cylinder, second cylinder, and third cylinder, we have inserted a various sand, bed, and powder of zeolites. And from this, we are getting excellent result. Alkalinity after treatment 83%, total hardness 88%, TDS 81%. Likewise, nitrate 85% results are there in fine sand bed model. And there are different models we studied. After that, fine sand bed model is very much effective and most purifier. And further, we are again concentrating to the characterization of this particular fine sand bed model. So these are the photograph of initial fine sand model, and this is the latest one model. Laboratory scale, we are getting the excellent result, and very soon after next week we are moving towards in the field and applying in a particular Nandurbar village in different sectors and having a demo with local peoples how it runs. So this is the another fine sand mix with charcoal bed model, but we are getting results in fine sand model in very effective manner. Apart from that, we have conducted one webinar with the help of NASI. Professor Padmanabhan and Manju Sharma Madam inaugurated and highlighted the audience regarding creating a mass awareness of these particular issues in 17 September. This is another case study we carried out in the form of research. One of my student is already doing completed his doctoral degree in Chopra area. Chopra area is one of the part of the Jalgaon city, northwestern part of Jalgaon city, and this is geological map, alluvial and Deccan Trap. This is the fine lineament map of the Chopra watershed area. In this particular Chopra area, we concentrate towards the aquifer delineation, or you can say as aquifer mapping. Now, this is an central government scheme to adopt the aquifer mapping program in many states. In recently, Atal Bhujal scheme is implementing. In earlier days, Jal Saraj scheme is implemented. In that, aquifer mapping is more concentrated. So we conducted aquifer mapping pilot program in Chopra Tehsil. So we find that there are three aquifers. Piedmont means highly unconsolidated material is there, alluvial and basaltic alluvial. So in Piedmont means Bazada zone is highly porous and permeable. This is aquifer 1 below 50 meter below ground level. Their aquifer parameters and resistivity parameters correlated. And this is aquifer mapping of aquifer 1. This is aquifer 2 below 50 to 100 meter below ground. This is an aquifer mapping delineation of aquifer 2 in Chopra area. This is aquifer 3 basaltic aquifer delineation and these are the cross sections of this particular area. It seems that there are three aquifers and they clearly demarcated which one is the more powerful and most rechargeable aquifer. So after that, we are having different geohydrological, geophysical and various studies. On the basis of that, we have decided that certain artificial recharge measures should be constructed in that particular icons. So these are the various icons where we suggest the different aquifer artificial recharge techniques for balancing the water balance ratio of that particular area. This is another case study we research conducted in Tapi East Basin of T3 in Suki River Basin. Pal is a famous place in Jalgaon district. Most famous place in Satpura region, especially in forest area. So Suki River Basin, this is a general geological map of Suki Basin. It is a part of alluvial and Deccan Trap in Satpura and Satpura foothills areas. We have studied this particular area by having different zones: poor zone, moderate zone, good zone, and very good zone regarding the groundwater point of view. And these particular areas are famous for banana plantation in that particular area and various cash crops. Most of the banana is from the Jalgaon district all over India and as well as in abroad. Case study of this particular one. Then we have decided that on the basis of different studies, we have decided that priority wise artificial recharge should be there. In alluvial area, what type of recharge technique should be constructed so that water can be recharged in the downward area. In Piedmont zone, in alluvial zone, in Deccan Trap zone, what are the measures to be constructed? In present scenario, most of the area is having certain this kind of artificial recharge measures are there and they are benefiting. people are benefiting from this area. And if we see towards the general Sukshma Panlot, means Panlot Kshetra Vikas Yojana, watershed management, this particular is only for creating a mass awareness of the how to understand the Panlot Kshetra and Vikas Yojana. What is meant by watershed? Everybody should understand this mechanism. Water is a prime natural resources for every human being. It can be utilizable industrial, drinking, and domestic purposes. But unless and until we don't have development of watershed or groundwater development in a particular area, then there is no use of that. That's why we must understand, everybody should understand the watershed. So these are the different measures of soil conservation and water conservation, so that every person should understand. Nowadays in school, these are the points are teaching to the 10th students. Now there is a Balbharti Maharashtra Patyapustak Nirmiti Mahamandal introduces Jal Suraksha module for the students. In that particular subject, all certain kinds of measures are there, and to a basic understanding of what is aquifer, what is groundwater, what are the conservation measure, what are the harvesting measures, what are the municipal waste, what is this, like that. So everybody should understand this particular measure. So in soil conservation measure, farm ponds, trench compounds, I will show you certain icons, so that these are the farm ponds. These are the for every farmer there is a government scheme, 50,000 for each farm ponds are there, but many people are utilizing particular these grants for excavating farm ponds and their farms, and they are utilizing this particular water in summer season. So farm ponds are also for runoff harvesting measures. Then trench compounds, it utilizes bunds. If you have a plantation along the bunds, then it arrests the soil erosion and recharges the groundwater. If you allow, if saline soil is there, if you allow the perforated pipes and you flourish all salts through the perforated pipe, then saline soils become, if you add gypsum in saline soils, then that soil becomes a fertile soil. These are many advantages of trench compounds. It arrests the soil erosion, and CCT, continuous control trenches, is again arrest the soil erosion, surface runoff, and along the bunds we can have a plantation. Then same application, contour and stagger trenches. Stagger contour trenches, if you see towards Nagar, Pune to Nagar road, we are finding certain kinds of stagger contours there. It arrests the soil erosion and recharges the groundwater, and having plantation in that particular area and maintaining the ecological balance of that area. This is the gully plus or check dams which can be constructed on the first and second order stream. If you have a plantation like dens, then we can maintain the 33% of the particular area for forest also, and having a good ratio between nature and this thing. So these are the various kinds of the water conservation measures for understanding the basic phenomena: Nala bunding, Gabion type of dam, brushwood dams, Vandarai Bandara, cement plugs, Kolhapur type of weir, percolation tanks. See the difference. Nala bunds, which can utilizable to increase the recharge of shallow aquifer. Then Nala bunds, then their applications. This is the Gabion types of check dams which can constructed at elevated plateau, first and second order. Brushwood check dams. This is first order, especially in hilly terrace India. It can arrest the water and to arrest runoff. Then cement plug bandaras. If you pull down the plugs, then water can be utilized for downward purpose, especially in summer season. Water conservation and groundwater recharge technique, water harvesting come supplementary irrigation techniques, we can say as cement plugs bandara. These kind of soil and water conservation structures must be constructed at appropriate site. Site selection criteria is also important one. That's why to understand the mechanism of media what are the kinds of soil present is there, what is the infiltration capacity of the soil, what is the percolation factor of the media, and then is it feasible or not. Then Kolhapur type of weir is quite famous from earlier days. Kolhapur 2 by 2 meter windows are there, and that window, if you pull in summer season, we can utilize that particular water for downstream side for their needs. This is the Kolhapur type. This is an percolation tanks. In earlier days, percolation tanks, the last 30 years back, the cost of percolation tanks is 1 lakh only. They are constructed under head of EGS, but in present scenario, percolation tank cost is more than 1 crore and above. But somewhere in Maharashtra state, percolation tanks must be constructed on jointed or porous formation. But if it is in permeable formation, if it is constructed on impermeable formation, then that is a waste of the money and waste of the project. Means it acts as a evaporator tank. That's why assessment and selection of site of percolation tanks is also important one. It must be constructed on permeable formation where water can percolate to the downward side. That's why the soil and lithological factor, infiltration and percolation factors must be there. As IITM is doing a good thing in infiltration factor of soil moisture and infiltration factor of the soil. If you penetrate towards the GSDA and they are deciding the groundwater assessment or CGWB, then it helps a lot for exact quantification of the water resources are available in a particular area or not. That's why these are the certain soil conservation measures constructed by the agriculture sector, Vandrai Bandara you can say as. And this is compartment bunding. Such kind of structures can be constructed with the help of agriculture department, and it arrests the soil erosion. It reduces the salinity also, and it maintains the ecological balance. This loose compartment bonding structure. These are the synthetic tanks we can utilize for fish farming and all, and these are all kinds of the. Likewise, there are different spillways and minor irrigation network structures can be constructed at appropriate site by after deciding the exact ideal location of recharge. These are the different diversion bandaras in and on first and second order. This is one of the case study conducted by me during last 25 years in Vivre area of the Raver area. Before and after, with the help of engineering students, we carried out 1 meter contour interval with the help of total station, and after that we calculate the entire surface runoff area, how it can be arrested in and around the well. So we, with the help of farmers and all, they have constructed the trench and pits, and next season the water level is rises. So this is a wonderful result, especially in the area. Then participatory approach is most important for water harvesting. This is one of the case study we conducted. Geological field experience and applied geosciences in selection of sites and implementation of water harvesting structure through participatory approach with the help of NSS students in Sauda village near the university jurisdiction area. Sauda village is located in Dharangao Tehsil, just 10 kilometers from the university side, and which is famous for excellent geolites. Geolites means silica minerals. Silica minerals are exploring from that particular area, and there is a good, very nice hub of Sauda for ornament. Geolites are utilizing for ornamental purposes and all, and there are many medicinal uses also, and as we are acting as a water purifying sector. Several activities with the help of NSS volunteers, which include tree plantation, water conservation, digging of contour trenches, Digging of pits and construction of toilets in the villages we conducted as a tenure of my program officer of NSS during 2014 to 18. The impact of villages have got a new green coverage, increased groundwater levels, cleaner roads surrounding important villages, lunch exhibitions, rainwater structures and camp, and creating a mass awareness amongst them. During the tenure of my program officer of NSS of our university area with the capacity of 100 students for winter summer program, we have constructed 2 bandaras and trench bends in the Sauda village and creates awareness campaigns for importance of natural resources, which quality and quantity of water, conservation and harvesting of water resources, importance of natural geolites minerals during the NSS winter camp at Sauda village during 2015-16. So these are the this is the cement plug back bandara we constructed over there, and nearly 5 lakhs liters water can be stored capacity of that particular bandara we constructed with the help of NSS student and local peoples. Apart from this, in mining sector, I have also suggested some rainwater conservation by excavating trench filled with filter media by locally available material in Nagpur area of mine. After implementing, the mining community has appreciated my suggestion for this particular thing. And again, if you look towards the while adopting certain kind of the things, we really see that there is an ideal watershed, means ek vikasit padlot kshetra. If you implement such kind of devoted certain kind of this particular work or assess or appraise these natural resources for humankind, then this picture will become in future, and then we can like after observing this particular picture, there is a green environment, healthy environment, eco-friendly environment like this. So we can say that an ideal. From the present scenario, it is clear that the study and importance of natural resources is an important key to understand and overcome these problems, which is the need of the time and ultimately benefit of the society. Really, the findings and conclusions are likely to be practical importance in planning of the resource point of view, water resources point of view, for well-being of the society. So, if in near future or if you adopt water authority, there must be a curricula to the all students or secondary, semi-secondary water audit, concept of water audit and environment audit, changing cropping pattern, optimum utilization of water resources. Likewise, rooftop rainwater harvesting, catch the rain. These are the things must be understood to every human being for the benefit of the society. So that's why plant one, teach one, each one for saving the environment. The water save Mother Earth. Thank you one and all. Please. Sir.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for such an enlightening lecture on natural resource management, especially water resources and how rainwater can be harvested. Here at IITM, we are into understanding the science of rain making and possible forecast and prediction. And you are actually doing the field work, how the rainwater can be, preserved and restored and utilized for agricultural purposes. And you presented us your own case studies involvement in managing all such natural resources. I would just check for any quick questions. Dr. Rana Sahib Sathe has a comment that major percolation tank constructed in Maharashtra are on impermeable strata only, so that they act as storage tanks for evaporation losses. So it's a comment, and he has another question that resistivity data generated by many of geologists in Maharashtra is available, but it remains to be scattered form. So can any organization provide the same data for common person for creating form ponds or so?
So I already told my presentation, if you construct a percolation tank and impermeable rock, it is just act as evaporator tank. So percolation tank must be constructed on permeable formations, and 125 percolation tank assessment conducted by some third agency. Then from that report, it is seen that most of the percolation tanks constructed on impermeable formation. That's why selection of site is much more important. Regarding resistivity data generated by many geologists in Maharashtra is available. Again, wherever the data you get from the geophysical data, you have to contact with them in what conditions they have conducted the survey, what allies configuration method they are utilizing, and on the basis of that you can interact with them and interpret the data in proper way, because interpretation is the most important phenomena. If you generate the data, but interpretation task is much more important. That's why.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. And I hope, Dr. Sadeh, it addresses your concern. And we have another question. How does weathering or erosion of upper soil layers affect aquifer recharge?
How does weathering erosion of upper soil layer? Weathering and erosion, it depends on the climatic condition of that particular area. If hard rock is exposed over there, then weathering may be reduces, but warm and humid climate and climatic factors are much more important for. If weathering is more, then percolation factor is also increases. That's why infiltration factor, where what IITM is doing, okay, soil moisture and infiltration capacity of soil. In Maharashtra state, if you see the nature of basaltic rocks, it is an heterogeneous in nature. You pick up the samplings from various stations and pick up the infiltration rates, then we can clearly understand the what is the percolation rate of that particular soil area. The soil layers are affect the aquifer recharge, but before that we must understand the infiltration capacity of the soil or percolation factor of the soil.
Okay, thank you. And there is another question. With sporadic rains in recent times, what should be the roadmap for having optimal soil moisture conditions for better agricultural yields?
As you people are doing good job in soil moisture, and there is an good link. If we any researchers can interact with you with their expertise, then probably the solution may be coming soon. I hope so, because it is mostly related to the exact soil moisture data of that particular area.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Professor Patil ji, for addressing these concerns raised by our viewers. And thank you for a wonderful presentation on natural resource management. And now I would like to invite Dr. Milind Majumdar ji for his remarks and formal vote of thanks. Dr. Majumdar ji.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. Let me just check quickly if Dr. Krishnan had any point to say. Dr. Krishnan, if you are available, if you have any point to say. Your mic is off, sir. Yes. No, not. Yeah, it is.
Please unmute the mic on the screen.
Screen, yeah. No, your screen, sir. You can just check if.
On the screen, please unmute the mic button. So you may be watching it on YouTube. You may have to go to Meeting, Microsoft Teams tab.
Hello. Huh. Yeah. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Yeah. So Dr. Krishnan, I mean, there seems to be some technical difficulty. He is typing on chat box actually. So he's sent his message. Definitely will read. So let me. I mean, yes, definitely, as told by Professor Patil sir and Professor English sir, it is a great opportunity that we had a good collaboration with Kaviyatri Bahinabai Chaudhary, North Maharashtra Vidyapit, Uttar Maharashtra Vidyapit, and we have really gained a lot of expertise and exchanges, scientific exchanges, interactions with the faculties of Earth Science School of Earth Sciences. Definitely the student, it is all for the benefit of the students, primarily for the benefit of the students, and I'm very sure that this opportunity, this interaction, this lecture will really generate a good interest of students of North Maharashtra University as well as IITM to interact with the faculties, mutually interact with the faculties. And the thing is, as told by Professor Patil, definitely what we are studying here is the soil water dynamics. It will be really useful in several implementation. Of course, our focus will be on the science of soil water dynamics, but it will have, once we come with our publications, appropriate publications and studies, scientific studies, it will have implementation. This Professor Krishnan, Director IITM, he had written, I mean, many thanks to Professor Patil for the excellent talk. The water conservation measures in Maharashtra are very insightful, and definitely many times, I mean, these all regional climate change aspects are being asked actually, and maybe this talk may be very useful in getting insight into those aspects. So at the end, I would like to present the vote of thanks, as has been told by Abhay Singh ji. Today, unfortunately, Professor, our senior colleague, Professor Mukhopadhyay, Parsarthi Mukhopadhyay, could not join because of his another, 11th hour some engagement. But I am very thankful to Professor Ingle. He is a head and dean, School of Earth Sciences, North Maharashtra University, Jalgaon. Professor Patil for sparing his valuable time. And of course, we have been interacting. He has been very much supportive to us in various aspects of for our academic IITM academic cell, as well as for students, scientific interactions, and otherwise also. Very thankful to you, sir, for sparing your valuable time and making us such wonderful presentation. And Krishnan sir has expressed his sincere thanks to Professor Patil. Dr. Krishnan, we are really thankful to you, sir, Director IITM, always encouraging. He has been involved in this MOU, really encouraging MOU and solving the issues of technical as well as the scientific issues of the PhD student, research student, as well as he has been very much influential in getting these students for project internship, supporting the IITM academic cell. It was really very important contribution. Dr. Krishnan has expressed again the recent IPCC AR6 WG1 report has an important chapter on water cycle changes, and indeed Professor Krishnan has been involved in IPCC report. Of course, I mean many of the inputs have gone from IITM, CCCR IITM, from Earth System Model, and Dr. Krishnan has been very instrumental in promoting these inputs to IPCC. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for encouraging us. And at the end, I must thank Mr. Abhay Singh ji. He has been very instrumental, very active, always has been conducting this Azadi ka Amrit Mahotsav lecture series and other scientific, those all scientific communication activities. Thank you, Abhay Singh ji. And our this computer cell, our library also, who prepares this flyer, put it on social media. So I thank every component of the IITM as well as KBC NMU. Thank you very much. Jai Hind, Jai Maharashtra. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.